Yo, what's up guys? Another Siege playing against Aftermath Legends, one of the best guilds in the Europe server. And I always start off as I pretty much always do with the Robo team, the Nefty's team, like that kind of stuff. Also want to take this video to explain slash say that I'm not going to be making too many videos in the coming month, which is going to be from the 12th of April until the 10th of May, because I will not be in the Netherlands. And during that whole time, there won't be any streams. So streams probably, well, 90% sure I won't do any streams because I'm going to be in China. Streaming from there is not that chill. I can still make videos though. So yeah, just going to be there for vacation, just chilling a bit, taking a little bit of a break and just going to go from there. And then I will still, if there's anything like an update or any like balance patch review, I don't think the balance patch will hit anytime soon, but if there's something about along the lines of the anniversary event or something cool happening, I definitely still make the video on it. But it's going to be a little bit more of a casual video where the video is going to be more along the lines of just me explaining something quickly or just looking into something or just recording it with shitty audio quality, shitty quality for the video and that kind of stuff. So bear that in mind. I hope you still enjoy those videos though, same as this video, and yeah, just letting you know. That's simple. Afterwards, we're of course gonna be full on back in like mid of May with probably a new series. I have some new series things in mind, actually a few of them, so that's definitely going to be interesting. So I hope you definitely still enjoy and stay around for those. But first of all, this video, well, this is pretty much how I do my first few minutes of Siege. I actually hit like 5-6 hits right away at the start of Siege. I do actually have a clip of a different Siege I'm also going to be showcasing after this one that's pretty much showcasing like real time, like how fast I do all of these Siege hits early on. But as you can see, I'm just literally clapping through all of those Siege hits. Might you ask, like, hey, where is that fight with the thumbnail? It's coming, it's coming. Wait for it. But first of all, a little bit more Cleaves fight, man. I have so many LDs. That's also like, some people ask me, it's like, oh, how do you fight this LD or this net 4 defense? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I don't hit net 4s, bro. My guild is pretty much saying, like, yo, you got so many LD5 toys, just use all of those LD5 toys and you're totally fine. Like, I could still easily rerun the net 4s, but also with the net 4s, it's harder to showcase the net 4s because the net 4s in typical sense have a lot of the very specific counters, like, hey, we're using this, we're using that. You should use this, you should rune this specifically. And that is something that is not that chill to showcase because then, of course, I'm showcasing things from the guild too much. And if I hit net 5s with LDs, like, no one gives a shit because it's hard to replicate those teams anyways. This is actually one of those new teams that I have started using. I'm not sure if it's super great, but it's actually kind of interesting. You do have like the double strip backup, so the odds of stripping is actually pretty high. And then the moment that you destroy the HP, all of these units tend to do like near to no damage because the Nigong S2 starts getting a lot weaker. The Byungil S2 and S1 start to get a lot weaker. Of course, the Theomars can still be dangerous, but the Theomars is slowed, so that also gets weaker. So this team is actually kind of pretty interesting to just hardcore like lock them out of doing a lot of damage. You do have the healing of the Mugwang as well. You have a little bit of healing of the Nora, so yeah, I would say that this is actually pretty interesting, especially because of that slow in there, because that there is that Theomars in there. If there was a Tsarian, kind of same shit. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting team. It actually worked out pretty well, and I've been using this for quite a bit. You just have to keep in mind that you have to be like 280 speed, because most of these defense are like 270. And yeah, as long as you keep that in mind, I wouldn't go full turn 2 on this, so I wouldn't make them too slow. If you want to run this, you have to make them 280. Or at least 275-ish. That's kind of the minimum line that I would go for. We also see a little bit of Gizelles, but Gizelle into, yeah, same as just the cheat for the Gizelle. I was actually somewhat surprised that water started hitting wind at that position already. It was somewhat early for that to happen. But I even think if my Dominic would have died in the very first turn, I could have been able to sustain long enough to just kill it later on with like revives and Camilla hitting a few hits and that kind of stuff. So would have been a lot more annoying if it actually did tend to die, but in this case, it was totally fine. But yeah, Gizelle's still one of those stronger defense units. I would say that this is definitely a solid Gizelle defense. But of course, Seimei is probably... I think Seimei and Geldnir are probably the hardest counters on Gizelle. Like, it doesn't really get more of a counter against Gizelle than just that. So definitely if you happen to have those units in your guild, let those fight the Gizelle first, and then afterwards you start figuring out what is the other way to clear it. Because you don't really want to bruiser Gizelles. Like if you snipe a Gizelle, it's totally fine, but you can't always fully snipe a Gizelle out. So for that case, first get in like the LD bruises that work very well, and then afterwards just try to bruiser it normally, or I would rather say just try to snipe it, because bruisering Gizelles is always a pain in the battle. Moment that they put like the 2-turn immunity kind of stuff up, it's you don't do jack shit damage, man. Plus it's AoE armor break, plus it's perfect AI. A lot of shit going on for that unit. Definitely a lot of shit going on for that unit, but with this, easy clear. And then we got a bunch of Morning Gongs. Well, this one is a little bit more boring. I've showcased this team in the past a few times. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Like, the only dangerous thing that could happen here is Theomar's armor breaking something and then Byunchul doing a lot of damage. But in the end, I made this team specifically to have Leo very tanky. It's just a crit rate Leo, but it's HP, crit rate HP. No, wait. I think it's actually HP defense, but then substats are full on crit rate, something like that. I just like got a bolt with swap. And then the Feng Yang has like built-in extra defense kind of stuff. And the Elias just 100 res as tanky as freaking possible, because it doesn't need any other stats than just tanky stats and 100 res. So that one is super easy to build. I've also got a question like a few times saying like, oh, why don't you use the Feng Yang lead? Well, the thing is, Alaya doesn't die. And I am very happy if those things actually do tend to hit Alaya, because Alaya, the moment Alaya's hit, I get the passive shit in, right? So I literally rather have Alaya being hit. And you might ask like, oh, is this the same replay? No, I have the exact same team twice. So yeah, it's just that they had like a full tower of this stuff, which isn't a bad defense per se, but I also wouldn't really claim it a super good defense. There were quite a lot of ways to hit it. I would say anything with a Byunchul does tend to be kind of dangerous at the moment, but yeah, in this case, there's just too much going on. And even when your armor broken and stuff, it's just Feng Yang does so much work. Just have to make sure that your Leo is tanky enough. That's the main thing that I've noticed. I still want to get Destroy on Leo. I still like to have him on Violent. Don't really like the Vampire ones. It is nicer for like cleanup kind of stuff, but I noticed that if your Feng Yang does happen to die, which is kind of rare, it is pretty nice to have a Violent one. Let's say you end up with a Geldnir against your Leo 1v1, right? A Vampire one would never win that, whereas a Violent one might actually Vio proc good enough to actually kill at some point. So yeah, that's the clear for those. So then the match from the thumbnail. The closest match I've done in a very long time. But would I say that the offense was bad? No, the offense was actually pretty fine. I would say that, yeah, this is probably one of the better offenses, and it's very typical offense. A lot of people have been using this. But yeah, the issue is that these are the rune quality of Aftermath Legends. I'm not too sure about that Burgite just dying in one hit. I'm also not sure about this Thessarion going a few times extra. Just a few. So I was like, okay, perfect timing to get the cleanse in and a little bit of healing. Because that thing just went a little bit too many times. That thing definitely did want to win. So yeah, it's that. For this position, it's definitely still very doable to win, right? Too bad that that didn't die. And we can just simply clear it over here. Oh no, wait, I actually threw the armor break on the right side over here, because I thought this skill 1 should totally kill. Or skill 2 should totally kill. Didn't kill. Went for a little bit more of additional turns. Yikes. Well, this Hey Gang is still totally fine. Wait. Did we just... wait, a little bit back. Did we just get triple critted from wrong element? Wait, I didn't even see that part clearly yet. Okay, that's not a crit, but it did land the armor break, so it was not the glancing, and then it double critted. So there was 3 non-glancing hits of the first one landing the armor break, which is low odds for a Thessarion in the first place, and then double defense break. Well, it's actually all 3 hit the defense break, but double crit afterwards. There's a lot of damage going in. I'm like, okay. We're like, yeah, I guess I gotta push back. We're very low on HP right now, but look at this. Stun, okay. Stun, okay. I still win. I'm fucking what? That was absolutely one of my craziest matches ever. I'm like, dude, I'm getting so sacked by weird shit. And then I sack it back with a double despair stun at the end, man. Holy shit. That's a weird ass rookie. But yeah, that was one of my craziest siege matches that I've done in a long time. People have been asking me, how does your siege look at the start of the siege most of the time? Well, the most of the time at the start of my siege, I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit to give you like a real-time view. I pretty much just click on everything that I can clear with LD. So first hit, clear with LD. And this is going to be real-time. This clip is 8 minutes long. I'm going to do it on double speed because we did already see most of the things. Just checking around like, okay, where do I want to waste my LDs? This one totally should be fine for a... yeah, that team is fine. I would say that the other team is fine as well. Just have to rerun quickly from the Tiana runes. Yeah, you can see my Tiana runes, 216. It's not crazy fast, it's just a something. It is wheel though, but it's still not really crazy. So yeah, those are all just such fast hits. Yeah, a bunch of hits, but Tiana, it's always good to have like a strong Tiana as well. That's definitely one of those safe ways to make these teams a lot better. So it's 2 hits. We always have at the start of the siege, especially when we're starting off early on the siege season, we pretty much open up on all towers out there. So we're free to hit literally any tower that is open to hit. So that's always very chill in Origin. So for that reason, I can get like a lot of those hits in because I have a lot of things on preset. For the previous one with the second Tiana usage, I did have to rerun. But in a lot of cases, I don't really have to rerun all too much. In this case, was there one more? I think there's actually a few more. In this case, I wasn't too sure. There were a lot of defenses you normally don't really see too much. So I was like, okay, I could do this with the... No, wait, Ian is actually bad against this. Ian is not a good team against this. I wasn't really too sure on this one. Wait, which team did I actually use? Oh, I just went in with a Feng Yang. In this case, I did actually double check for that, yeah. So, yeah, in this case, there were a lot of teams that I wasn't really too sure with. Normally, I can use the Ian team. I can use the Sonya team twice. And with that, I can clear a lot of those things. But I couldn't really use the Sonya against this. And Ian, in that specific team against the Narsha is actually bad. Because Narsha passive starts stacking. And Narsha at some point outspeeds your units on speed buff. So you can't really do this with a Narsha. Or could you maybe? Maybe you could. If you kill Narsha in the first rotation around... Yeah, maybe you could, because then it's just 1 stack for the Narsha. No, actually, in hindsight, I think I can actually hit this with Ian as well. Because Ian just goes straight through the passive of both Narsha and Nana. And you just have to make sure that the Ian clears the Nana or the Narsha on the first hit. And I do like 40k or so, so that totally should be doable. So in this case, I got more of those. It's too bad why you can't really just say completely like, okay, I want to copy all of his runes plus artifacts. I think like if we're talking about quality of life things that they should do, it would be nice, especially for Siege, to be able to say, I want to switch runes plus artifacts. So you do have the thing where you click on the arrow and you can switch all of the things like instantly. That part does already help out quite a bit. But it would be super nice if you just could say like, okay, I want to take his runes, I want to take his runes plus artifacts, his runes plus artifacts, and then done on those. Would be nice, right? Life would be so nice if that was possible. But I would say an interesting Narsha defense, but we have seen better Narsha defenses out there. Can't really name one at the moment, but this was not really something that we were like, ah, this is super scary. Because in the end, you do have the accuracy lead. You're probably going to land stuff, but Perna can have quite some damage, but it's still hard for Perna to actually go through like defense buff and Leo. Especially Feng Yang. Feng Yang has way too much. And the moment that Narsha is off the horse, then she's not gonna do too much as well. So, and then it's just easy cleanup. But as you can see, man, why the hell did they actually buff Feng Yang, man? That's one of those buffs that I'm like least sense making out there. Like, the unit is broken as fuck already before that. Look at the damage look at that. He's literally like 2-hitting Perna without defense break. How bad? Without defense buff. Like, that's just insane. Yep, and that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I still have a clip on the background. I had like a few other clips from that other rush as well, but those were just like, at some point my rushes, let me know in the comments if you're still enjoying the rush videos, because I do feel like I tend to use a lot of the same hits over and over, because they're just strong. Like, how can I not use this team twice if I have it twice? This team is just broken as fuck, man. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. See you as always in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab, which has the dungeon guide archive and the video guide archive, which contains all of the guides that you need. Hope to see you there.